Welcome, welcome, beautiful beings. Thank you for being here today. If we haven't met before, my name's Jade. I'm excited today to be able to guide you through a deep embodiment ritual, and that is really about harnessing the energies of transmutation, of transformation, all that is evolving in us, the layers that are shedding, falling away, dropping deeper, deeper down into the depths of our being to really unveil what's there that wants to move. And then from there, opening up to some regenerative explorations, opening up to our gifts. And it's a beautiful practice that I want to offer today. That's really, as always, kind of harnessing the energy of the moon, the full moon today, but at the end of the day, these offerings are ones that we can be using at any time in our lives. So just trusting where you are and allowing this experience to meet you where you are. And if you can, just allowing the experience to kind of move you rather than feeling like these journeys that we get to share together are something where we're searching, we're seeking, we're digging. It's more about just dropping into our center, connecting into that deeper place within ourselves to start with, and then allowing an inquiry to kind of land and just see what bubbles up from there. So that's the kind of process that we're about to embark on for those of you who are new, and for all my beautiful women who are coming across from our women's circle online. Welcome, welcome. It's such an honor to be able to be cultivating this sacred space together in this new way on YouTube. So now that you're here, take a moment just to slowly arrive. I invite you just to orient yourself to your space. Take a moment, if you can, to create some kind of sacred space in whatever way resonates with you. That might just be lighting a candle or clearing a bit of clutter so that you energetically can rest for this next period of time, usually an hour or so. I invite you just to tend to yourself in the ways you need it. So preparing the space for you to be able to drop in and connect in with yourself on a deeper level. And part of our ritual today has got, there's a few facets and there's a few different ways that you can journey with this. One aspect is a visualization where you can just rest and lie down and allow the experience to kind of visually move through you. Otherwise, you may like to have a few objects, a feather, a bowl of water if you have, and my bowl of water has actually got a little bit of salt and a crystal in the bottom of it, so you can get as fancy as you like with this ritual process. And if you've got them, maybe a deck of oracle cards and your journal. So these are just some extra things that you may like to have, but at the end of the day, it's you don't need anything. You just need a willingness and a curiosity, and the rest will be able to guide you wherever you are. So just trust that process. All of these extra things will just offer a different experience if that's what you're looking for. So if it is, take a moment now just to press pause, jump in and get yourself a bowl of water, a feather and some cards. If not, take a breath with me and let's just arrive together, breathing in a nice full deep breath. Breathing out, just a gentle audible sigh. Taking a couple more breaths like this in your own time. And just noticing that change in the state of your being as you start to orient to your breath. As you allow this gentle audible exhale to just slowly start to clear the space from around the heart. Feeling yourself arriving here and now in this moment. Welcoming whatever is here with you, the threads of all the things you may have been doing in your day leading up to now. Any thoughts of what it is you have to do later, just letting all of that arrive here with you. And then using your breath, just allowing that exhale to take you deeper. deeper and deeper down into your body as all of those threads of thoughts, of busyness, just begin to anchor down into your sit bones, down into your connection with the earth beneath you. Down, 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 dropping down into your center, wherever that is for you today. And just landing there, noticing as you drop down another layer deeper, another layer deeper. And a really simple way of doing this is just as you exhale, drop down. Feel that sense of downward momentum, gravity, sinking heaviness in the body. And as you breathe in, just notice if you start to lift up with the inhale and just pause. Allow the breath to come in without that lifting in the body. And then as you exhale, drop down deeper again. So it's really harnessing this exhale as the passage down and into the body, anchoring into this moment here and now. Dropping out of whatever busyness has been happening on a mind level. Settling, landing, and just observing whatever sense of spaciousness starts to open up as you continue to follow your breath. Beautiful. So thank you for being here. Take a moment just to thank yourself, creating space and time in our lives for this quality of deep self-care, for this quality of deepening our relationship with ourselves. It's so important, and yet it's so easily overlooked, so easily pushed aside for all the other things we have to do. So just thanking yourself for being here, for being now, and allowing everything that's here right now to be here. It's okay. It's absolutely perfect. So the practice that I'd like to offer today is one where you can be invited to use your imagination. So I'd like to begin by inviting you to imagine drawing a circle in the space that you're in. And you may like to imagine yourself drawing the circle on the ground in front of you. You may like to actually take your arm and tangibly create a circle motion with your arm. Wherever you are and however you are is absolutely perfect, but the invitation is to visualize a circle in the space that you are in right now. And I want to invite you now, as we arrive here together in wholeness, in all that we are right now, when you're ready, I want to invite you to take a step into that circle. And as you step into that circle knowing that you are entering a safe and sacred container, that no matter what else is happening in the space around you, in the rest of your house, wherever you are, that within the confines of this sacred circle, you are safe. And in this space, all of you is welcome. Every part, every flavor, every thought, every emotion, every single part of your experience is welcomed here right now. And that in this space, you are not only safe, but we're beginning to open up and honor the reality that you yourself are sacred space. So letting that land somewhere in you. What does it mean for you to occupy sacred space within yourself? You may imagine that you are some kind of sacred vessel or temple lit up from the inside out. You may just simply have that resting deep knowing in yourself with reverence for who you are on a deep soul level. Whatever comes to you right now, just let the essence of the sacred permeate your being now that you are within this safe, held container. And you may even like to take your hands to either side of you and just allow them to arc up over the top of your head, joining together in hands reaching and touching each other, coming down through your center line, and just starting to acknowledge this energetic space that you are occupying that spans to either side of you, in front of you, behind you, below you and above you. Beginning to become aware of your whole self. And the practice today is an invitation to just notice when you're judging, notice when you're trying to fix or change things, and just let that go. We really are in a place where we're just opening up and allowing what is to be, embracing it, seeing it for all that it is. We're allowing a state of illumination to light up what wants to be seen and heard and felt. So as we begin this exploration, I'd like you to, we're going to call in all of the 4 aspects of self. So I'd like you to begin by opening an awareness to your mind. Perhaps calling in your mind, calling it in, and imagine it coming in and landing in your hands. Perhaps you even cup your hands just gently, receptively to receive your mind. Becoming aware of all that is occupied in the space of your mind, noticing the thoughts that are there, noticing the texture of the thoughts. Are they gritty? Is there friction there? Is there a sharpness? Maybe there's soft, maybe there's spaciousness. Maybe there's lots of space between each thought. Just becoming aware of the thoughts that are here right now in this moment. Meeting them just as they are. Whatever thoughts are there from the past or the future, just welcoming them, holding them gently in your hands. And I'd like us to really lean into the practice here of holding ourselves, holding this sacred aspect of ourselves, our mind, with the most gentlest and loving of touches. And I'd like to invite you now just to start to bring awareness to whatever it is that you're feeling most worried about at the moment in your life. Where are you experiencing anxiety or fear? How is your perception of the world maybe limited or small? Perception of yourself? What kind of thoughts and beliefs at the moment are keeping you small and holding you back from really living an authentic, full expression of yourself? To start to welcome an awareness of these thoughts into the palms of your hands. Holding these thoughts and just noticing without judgment, just observing what wants to come forward, what wants to be seen and heard today, what thoughts are there on a deeper unconscious level that are ready to be transformed, be transmuted. Welcoming them, receiving them in the palms of your hands. And if you have a vessel of water, there's an invitation to use the element of water to just dissolve like sugar in a cup of hot tea, to just take all that you are holding in your mind right now that is not serving you, to take it and allow it to just dissolve and soften in the water. So you may like to take your hands down and place them in the vessel and just allow your hands to be submerged in water. You may like to take the water and pour it over your hands. Or you may just like to visualize yourself with the element of water cleansing you, pouring over you, washing away any dense, heavy thoughts that are not serving you, that are not allowing you to shine your light at its brightest. So just being for a moment with that experience of the water cleansing you in whatever way feels, looks, whatever you sense is the most healing way to dissolve and transmute, to cleanse the mind. And when you're feeling ready, allowing yourself to really soften down into that water and offering up, just one last offering up to the element of water, whatever it is that is under the surface that wants to come through. And this may be something that you can't see or know or observe in yourself, but just something that you're ready to offer up, that is ready to move through you. Just allowing that to be cleansed by the water. And then when you're ready, taking your hands out, you may like to dry them, you may just sit with your palms facing up on your lap as you start to now open up to the gifts of your mind. What gifts does your mind bring to you? And as you start to become more and more aware of these gifts, they may be thoughts, they may be words, they may come to you in visions, you may see images, you may hear sounds or remember, have memories. You may even have some form of dialogue with your mind to trust whatever process is here as you are guided towards the gifts of your mind, and just take a moment to really open up to and receive those gifts, to acknowledge them, the gifts of your mind. And as you do, bring the hands together softly, allowing them to meet a little bit like a prayer mudra, but perhaps still a little open in the palms, so that you can, almost as if holding these gifts, receive them, take them into your heart space. Take a moment to smile with gratitude for these gifts that you receive. And then when you're ready, just taking a breath, gentle audible exhale, releasing down. Now beginning to open awareness to your energetic body. This is that unseen, invisible layer of yourself that occupies the space in front of you, behind you, to either side, above you, below you. And starting to feel into any aspects or areas of yourself that feel like there may be stagnant energy or blockage, that feels like maybe something wants to move. Really allow yourself to just, it's a sense. This is an invisible realm, so just trust whatever intuitive sense is there. And then if you have a feather, I invite you to take a feather, and we're going to dust. We're going to sweep our energetic field. And if you don't have a feather, the invitation is just to imagine yourself. Perhaps imagine yourself like a bird. If you've seen a bird preening itself, gently kind of feathering itself out, laying all the feathers tidily back on top of themselves, doing a little kind of scratching motion that fluffs things up and then allows them to settle back down into their natural order. Perhaps imagine that process happening right now on an energetic level, all the way around your body, up behind the back of your body, over your head, all the way down beneath the soles of your feet. Take this opportunity now just to comb and smooth out this energetic space, this energetic body. And just notice what you notice as you do this process. Our stagnant energy has a way of kind of building up in this energetic field in ways that we don't know because we can't see it, but it's not sometimes until we feel this movement happen that we realize there was something there to start with. So just notice what you notice. Give a little space for this experience to help to shift whatever is there on an energetic level. And perhaps you may be able to think of certain areas of your life that are feeling a little stuck or stagnant. Imagine combing them out, like detangling knots in your hair. Imagine combing out those aspects of your life that feel like they might be stuck or heavy, blocked. And there may be some kind of movement that you do with your arms that helps you to free that up, that feels right for where the energy wants to move. Just be curious, explore how it wants to be shifted. Find the most natural and easy way for you right now. And then when you feel yourself get to a point where that shift is moving, the energy is moving, there's a lightness in your being again, perhaps you notice a bit more spaciousness opening up, perhaps you feel like you could sit there feathering yourself all day long. Just trust the experience. If you need more time, press pause. The invitation now is just to take a moment to feel, notice, sense. Breathe into the space that's opening up around you. And now start to bring in an awareness of what your energetic body gives you. And as you start to receive that awareness, start to notice how that energetic body and the energetic gifts help to support the mind. Perhaps they help to create calm, clarity, a sense of stillness, openness. Just explore how the mind and the energetic body integrate into a state of wholeness through the gifts that they give you. Being with that awareness. What gifts does your energetic body give you? Taking a moment again just to gently cup the hands, receive those gifts, really allow them to land, taking them into your heart, into the center of you where you know these gifts to be true. Taking a full breath in and an audible sigh out. Beautiful. And now we're opening up to and calling in our emotional body. Starting to feel into those kind of circular, spiraling, tidal currents of energy moving under the surface in us. Really allowing and creating space for whatever is there, whatever is deep within, to ripple up to the surface. Knowing that you are completely safe right now for whatever emotion does bubble up, just for allowing it to be in its fullest expression. Tears, sighs, expression through sound, perhaps a heaviness, perhaps a smile, whatever comes up, let the expression of that emotion move through you. And maybe even allow, if you can, the breath to come up. Using the breath as you kind of inhale, allow that to give life force to the emotions that are moving under the surface. Breathe into the emotion. And as you exhale, use a forceful exhale to just release. Give that momentum to the energy to move back down, to shift down. Use the force of gravity to shift the emotion down into the earth, to release it, to let it go. These emotions that are moving through us only get fixed and perpetually circle around if we use our mind to attach. So let go of any attachment to the emotion. Let go of the need to even label what that feeling is as it's coming up. Just give it space, breathe into it, expand into it, and then use the breath to release it down, to let it go, to shift it. Letting that, you almost feel a sense of fire coming through in this breathing as you really transmute anything that's deep down in the wells of your being right now that's ready to be released. It doesn't necessarily need to be seen, but we need it to be able to come up to the surface. So give it some energy. Use that inhale, exhale. Whatever's there, whatever's stirring in you right now. We are moving in challenging times in this life. Everything is changing in us. We're being called to continually shift, shed, let go. And it takes energy. So let that energy rise up and move. Let that energy transmute, transform. Let those emotions move into something new, something more spacious. And whenever you find that place, give it a bit of space. Allow whatever movement's there, whatever sounds are coming up, allow them to just continue moving until you find yourself returning to some essence of stillness, wherever that may be. And if you're still really moving with whatever's there, just pause, be with it, keep the breathing, keep the movement, keep the sound flowing. And if you're allowing yourself now just to fully settle back down, opening the palms of the hands up again to receive the gifts of these emotions, starting to receive what gifts are there that your emotions have to give you that can help you to deepen the relationship you have with yourself, that can help you to deepen the pool of wisdom that you have to access. Welcoming these gifts, welcoming an awareness of them, allowing them to fill you with gratitude. Breathing in, filling yourself. These gifts of emotion that help you to be embodied, to have this rich human experience, welcoming whatever gifts are there. And allowing those gifts to land in you deeply, taking them into the heart, into the center of your being, and allowing the gifts of your emotional being to wash over, to deepen the connection that you have with your mind and with your energetic body, as they all feed into each other in a state of interbeing. Allow that weaving to happen at the core of your being. Beautiful. Beautiful. Lovely. So now, taking a nice full breath in and exhaling. Sinking back down into the body, into that anchor point connecting you to the earth, and starting to become aware of your physical body. Starting to become aware of this physical vessel, the bones, the muscles. Becoming aware of any places in your body where there's tension or tightness. Taking full presence into this vessel that gives you a human experience. And you may now like to, if it feels comfortable with touch today, to bring your hands to your body, perhaps gentle squeezing, light stroking, welcoming some form of touch that feels nourishing, but also helps you to really attune to your physical body. Starting to notice places in your body where you're holding, feeling those places where there's tension or tightness, and just taking a hand to those places, gently massaging, gently acknowledging the tension that you're holding in your body. Acknowledging it without needing to fix it or change it, just being with it exactly as it is. Just giving your wholehearted loving attention to it. Noticing any ways where you may have conversations with your body that aren't healthy, that aren't wholesome. Perhaps you've challenged yourself over these years to look a certain way, to be a certain way in your body. Perhaps you've challenged your ways of eating, of exercising, or maybe you feel any qualities of shame. Just be with your body in a way that is loving, yet knowing that under the surface there is this very, very complex relationship that you have with your physical body. And welcoming up from the hidden depths, from those unconscious levels of your being, anything that wants to be seen, heard, or felt right now when it comes to the relationship you have with your physical body. Letting that fill your awareness. And if there's anything there that feels tense, that feels uncomfortable, just notice those sensations of discomfort. See whatever it is can help you to soften a little, to be with that uncomfortability in a more gentle, nurturing way. Again, it might be through the breath. This might be through just the touch, just the acknowledgement. Could be through some kind of shaking of the physical body. Trust your instincts here. What is the most natural, easeful way for you to just start to shift? Start to shift whatever energies are holding in this physical body, stories that you tell yourself, physical injuries, physical wounds, anything that's wounded, just allow that to surface, and knowing that you are safe. Trusting in whatever feels like the most natural way for you to release that holding, release those patterns. Let them transmute, transform, especially with this healing, illuminating light of the moon, supporting us, helping us to navigate and find our way. Being with that process in whatever way you need, and taking time if you need a little more time, pressing pause. Being with the fullness of this vessel, this physical vessel, which gets to gift us a human experience, which gets to house the mind, the brilliance of our mind, that gets to experience and express the fullness of our emotions, that gets to be filled by spirit, gets to be filled by energy time and time again, emptied and filled time and time again. This amazing physical body starting to open to the gifts that this body gives you. And you may like to take your hands to cup again and receive, opening the front of the palms to receive the gifts of the physical body. What gifts does your body gift you? And how do these gifts really weave in the experience that you get to have in all of these 4 dimensions? The emotional, the energetic, the mind. Welcoming awareness of how these gifts all weave together like a beautiful tapestry or a piece of art with layer upon layer, how they create this amazing experience that you get to have, that you call life. Beautiful, and welcoming a full deep breath in, letting that awareness start to fill you with gratitude. Gratitude for the immense, amazing complexity of this being that you are, on all of those levels, in all of those dimensions, in the polar extremes of those spectrums and experiences, all of it welcome, all of it here right now. You in your wholeness, embracing that, letting gratitude fill you, letting this moment fill your cup to nourish you, to welcome in a sense of acceptance and allowing, of softening, and of illumination, letting the light shine where it needs to shine so that you can continue to receive whatever guidance is there for you right now. Breathing in, continuing that breath and that flow of connection to expansiveness of your being with the inhale, the grounding and anchoring with your exhale. And now if you have your journal, I want to take a moment now just to explore anything that wants to be written down. Perhaps if you've got cards, this could be a time to tune in a little bit to what is it that you're ready to transmute and transform right now. And you may like to, as I say, draw a card to help with this interpretation, or just take a moment now just to feel into that question, and from this place of wholeness, deep connection to self, let the words just move through you. What is it that is ready to transmute and transform right now? Just taking a few moments now. What is transforming? And what is your relationship with this transformation process? Are you in any form of resistance? Are you open and curious about what is changing? Are you perhaps happy to keep your head in the sand? Are you happy to keep walking the easier path, the familiar one? A desire to keep things the same? Now starting to open to those beautiful gifts that we've just opened to and received. Just exploring, how can I celebrate the gifts of my mind, my emotions, of my energetic body, of my physical body? How can I celebrate these gifts in my life? In my day-to-day life. And as we meet this waning cycle in the coming weeks, whilst we're still in the potency of this lunar energy, what's one action or intention that you can set for each of these aspects of yourself as a way of celebrating? So what's one thing you can do in the coming couple of weeks to celebrate the gifts of your mind? What's something that you can do in the next couple of weeks to celebrate your energetic being, the gifts of your energetic body? What's something you can do and mark down in the next week or two to celebrate your emotions, to celebrate this amazing emotional experience that you get to have? And then noting down for yourself one action that you can take to celebrate your beauty, physical body, this physical vessel that gives you life. Setting these as not only intentions, but as a time of celebration, a time of acknowledgement. Beautiful, beautiful. So there may be all kinds of different currents moving in you, depending on where you are and what you're moving with in your life. And for all of us, we are all moving through a process of transformation right now. So the question is what is our relationship to that transformational process? And how can we continue to find and meet ourselves with as much compassion as possible along this journey? So wherever you are, the invitation and the inquiry of this practice is really about opening up to how do you continue just to allow what is to be, to allow what is to emerge, to continue to soften and notice any points of resistance. Where are you holding on tightly? And then trust, open up to your highest guidance. What is the best, most easeful way for you to release that resistance? And this is very much the essence of this moon. It's very much the essence of full moons in general, that sense of illumination of light shining down into the darkness, allowing us to see what's hidden, what's beneath the surface. So that is the invitation that moves through this inquiry and will continue to move with you in the coming weeks. So please continue to notice, stay tuned, stay present to where you are. Where are you in resistance? How can you continue to soften? And this process of softening, time and time again, soften, soften, soften. Meeting yourself with love and compassion, meeting all of these aspects of yourself without labeling and judging them. And it's not easy, but the more we come into this place of deep-centered connection with ourselves, the more we create space for this kind of quality self-care, the more we're going to be able to be attentive to ourselves in that loving way. So that is my hope for you, and that is the intention of these beautiful practices and rituals that I offer, is a continued check-in point. And sometimes we need that reminder, even if it's just once a fortnight, to just pause and be with ourselves in this kind of sacred way. So I invite you, if you haven't already, to please subscribe, like, be in tune with this channel so that you can have those reminders on the calendar coming up where you know that there's going to be a little pocket of juicy time with yourself. And if you have anything that's moving that wants to be shared, our wisdom is part of a great pool of collective. So I always invite anything that's there, that's on the surface, that feels like there's substance there that can be shared. Please go ahead and leave a comment. Sometimes when we're journeying in this way, finding words can be a little bit trickier for some. Others may find the words just flow. So if the words are flowing for you, share a little in the comments, because sometimes that helps others to articulate, to touch, or to reflect on something that's there that they haven't been quite able to see or fully name in themselves. So using the comments in this space as a way of tapping into that collective wisdom. I invite you to go ahead and leave a few words there, either about what's moving in you or some form of wisdom that has come up through this experience. And as always, I love to finish these beautiful sacred sessions and rituals with some form of song, allowing you to bring your voice into the experience if it feels comfortable. If not, just allowing the resonance of the words and the melodies and sounds to move through you. If we were sitting here in person, there would have been a lot more engagement and connection. So I'm very aware in this virtual realm that our voices are a potent part of the vibration of the frequency that we are moving in. So allowing sound at the end just feels like it helps us to deepen the connection, but also continue the process of integration and that shift that's happening on a frequency level. So I want to offer up a really simple, melodic, deeply kind of soothing chant that is a bit of an adaptation to a song that I've heard by the Hanuman Project. And I offer it up to you to, as I say, to just either let the words and sounds move through you, or to listen once or twice. The words are quite simple, and then to join me. Grandmother, I'm praying to you, grandfather, son, I'm praying to you all night long. I'm praying with all my heart, all my heart. Hey na na, hey na, hey, 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 hey. Hey na na, hey na, hey, 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 hey. Hey na na, hey na, hey, 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 hey. Hey na na, hey na, hey, 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 hey. Grandmother Moon, I'm praying to you, grandfather, son, I'm praying to you all night long. I'm praying with all my heart, oh my heart. Hey na na, hey na, hey, 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 hey. Hey na na, hey na, hey, 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 hey. Hey na na, hey na, hey, 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 hey. Hey na na, hey na, hey, 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 hey. Grandmother Moon, I'm praying to you, grandfather, son, I'm praying to you all night long, all night long. Hey na na, hey na, hey, 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 hey. Hey na na, hey na, hey, 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 hey. Hey na na, hey na, hey, 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 hey. Hey na na, hey na, hey, 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 hey. Grandmother Moon, I'm praying to you, grandfather, son, I'm praying to you all night long. I'm praying with all my heart, all my heart. Hey na na, hey na, hey, 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 hey. Hey na na, hey na, hey, 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 na na, hey, na, hey, 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 na na, hey, na, hey, 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 hey. Grandmother Moon, I'm praying to you. There we are, beautiful ones. Just letting the ripples of whatever has come through this practice, who has come through this ritual, letting them ripple out into the world around you, into the space around you, into the relationships you have with your loved ones, your community. Imagining the impact of this quality of self-care has on the whole world, on this beautiful great Mother Earth who needs this quality of healing happening. So sending those ripples out into the world and taking a moment just to, if it feels comfortable, bring your hands to your heart or your hands together, to just bow down to yourself, to smile to your heart, to smile to your center. And just take a moment to really acknowledge how wonderful it is that you can make this time in your busy life, that you can have this wholehearted commitment to yourself, to this beautiful relationship that you share with the divine, with the sacred, with the holy, with whatever word resonates for you about that beautiful inner light. Well, beautiful ones, blessings, lunar blessings, lots and lots of love. I'm looking forward to seeing you here again in a fortnight for the next new moon. And as always, it means so much to me to hear what's moving for you and what wisdom's there and whatever experience is there to be shared. So please go ahead and let me know in the comments. Help me to feel that connection through these virtual waves. Sending so much love to you. Blessings.